Now we start off the frenzy at West York. The Bulldogs going for 5 wins already, a total they haven't reached since 2018. They're going to get it with plays like this one. Jensen Ferber connects with Janzel Torres, takes it the distance. Covers a lot of real estate. The Dogs are in front of Kennerdale 21-7. Rams go to the air, same result. A West York player catches it. Zachary McNamee with the pick and decent return sets up perhaps the play of the night. Here's the catch from Conrad Beatty. Pitches to number 54, Aiden Leach. Not many times you see a pitch go to number 54 on a football team, but Leach stretches for the end zone, comes up the yard shy. Then it's QB Isaac Roberts who finishes off the drive for West York. Your final score is 35-14. They get that 5th win. Welcome to week number 5 of the high school football frenzy. Yes, hard to believe that we've hit the halfway mark of the regular season, and while every coach is still preaching one game at a time, some are already doing that playoff math.
Yeah, in the York Adams Section 3, there's a big game with a big impact at the top of the standings. Bermudian Springs and DeLone Catholic, both 3-1 heading into the night and 1-0 in the division.
Fox 43's Ryan Yee makes his way to McSherrystown for our frenzy game of the week.
We are in Squire country for this one. In a jam-packed house at JT Flaherty Field, we start off in the second half where Bermudian Springs already taking a stranglehold of this one with a 20-0 lead. The Squires are looking for a spark, their defense stepping up. The Eagles' counterplay is blown up. Eagles senior running back Jack Gotch is tracked all the way by Squires senior Braden Smith for the 3-yard loss. However, the Eagles' drive continues. Eagles quarterback Lane Hubbard drops back and airs it out for the 1v1 battle for guess who? His brother Dylan, who gets up and makes the grab for the TD. Always gotta love the belief in some brotherly love. The traveling Eagles student section in the red, white, and blue loves it too. Bermudian Springs extends the lead 26-0. But the Squire's not going down without a fight. Quarterback Zach Staub is doing everything he can, this time with his feet. No one's open, so takes it himself, finds the seam for the big-time gain. Squires are moving. Now 4th down, DeLone Catholic says, why not? They go for it, and it proves to be the right call as a handoff to Ryan Smullian gets them the couple yards they need to move the chains. A couple plays later within the 5, the Squires finally cash in with another rush, this time by Liam Watts to get DeLone Catholic on the board 26-7. But the Eagles extinguish any chance of a comeback on the next drive. They march up the field, setting up a short yardage rushing touchdown by Braden Heller. Eagles extend it 32-7, and their defense halts a response by the Squires with a sack to limit them to just a field goal. Bermudian Springs wins in big fashion in the end, 32-10. Coach Livelsberger proud of his boys' confidence.
One of the things we always talk about is confidence, and when the guys feel like they can make the plays and they're not questioning their ability, they just can go out and play and have fun. They're like exactly what this game should be. So that momentum really helps us. Hope we can keep it clicking.
And again, a dominant performance by the Bermudian Springs Eagles to now make it 4 wins in a row. But Coach Livelsberger adds that they can't get carried away. They still need to take it one game at a time. They'll look to do that to make it 5 games in a row against Big Ribble next week. As for DeLone Catholic, they look to bounce back against Fairfield in week 6. At JT Flaherty Field at DeLone Catholic High School, Ryan Yee, Fox 43.
Thank you, Ryan. We stay in the York Adams, move to Division I. So often the focus for Central York is on their offense, rightfully so. It's dynamic. Their defense can be equally fierce. The Panthers have reeled off back-to-back wins since their only stumble this season against Manheim Township. Week 5 sees them host Southwestern. The Mustangs have dropped 2 straight on the road in a tough environment. We get there right after Central scores 6. They convert for 2 more. Brooklyn Nace to Brendan Smith extends the advantage to 24-0 in the first quarter. After a quick 3 and out, the Panthers have the ball back. Senior Tyler Fry, he runs with purpose. Gets through a couple of Southwestern defenders. Ian Wysocki, though, pops the ball loose from behind. Blake McMillian pounces on it for the Mustangs. Now, great players make a difference on both sides of the ball. The very next play, here comes Fry charging in. Bryce Graham loses his balance, reacting to the rush. It is now 2nd and long. On 3rd down, it's Jeremiah Hunter who busts in and gets the sack. No time for Graham. Central York coach Jerry Yonchik says, hey, let's cut it loose on offense. First play after the punt, it's Nace right on target. To Saxton Sakanik for a breezy 6 points. I mentioned the defense was fierce. The offense, they were doing good too. Yeah, 44-0 is your final score. Let's head east to Lank-Leb territory. Alex Cawley checks in with Manheim Township, who's coming off their closest game this season.
Todd, the Blue Streak hit the road last week to go and take on Plymouth Whitemarsh at their place. Now the end result was a 20-18 Manheim Township win, moving them to 4-0 in the season. Now they're back in the LL and back at home with Hempfield making the trek. If you remember one thing from tonight, make it the Black Knights Marching Band. They have a giant-sized plate of spaghetti in their halftime show. And if you're thinking, Alex, do they incorporate the meatballs into a choreographed dance? You're darn right they do. By the way, there was also a game tonight. Township up 28-0 at the half, and on the move in the third, Carson Weiser to Darius Dixon. Nice blocking helps bring him to move the chains. Manheim Township's drive, though, continues. They face 4th and 7 deep in the red zone, looking to air it out, but Ethan Caldwell gets his paw up and knocks it down as Hempfield takes over on downs. Just a few minutes later, Manheim Township will have their own reasons to celebrate. Black Knights looking over the middle, but Lucas Horning rising up, and the linebacker snags it out of midair. He gets a nice return. That leads to a Township field goal as the Blue Streaks pitch a shutout, 38-0. From one undefeated Lankleb team to another, Lampeter Strasburg hosting Daniel Boone. Peter Fiorello gets the scoring going for LS with a 35-yard field goal. The airspace above the stadium was an active one tonight. Daniel Boone was trying to test some of that airspace, but Colin Shelley just kept the Blazers grounded. First, he comes up with the sack. On the very next drive, he is there for the stuff at the line. That drive would stall for the Pioneers, and Fiorello comes back out to kick it away. But instead, kicks it into high gear on the fake punt, gets enough for the first down. Yeah, he's a kicker, he's a punter, he's a running back. He does it all, and LS would not waste his talents. Caleb House on the QB keeper. He is following the big guys in blue, and then eventually takes off for 6. Yeah, I told you it was a busy airspace out there for the Pioneers. They are in rarefied air at 5-0 with the 44-21 win. Elko Raiders hoping to be road warriors as they head to Wyomissing for a tough test. Not exactly a secret what Wyo's going to do, but that doesn't make it any easier. Derek Macarena cuts back across the field, finds nothing but green grass in front of him for the score. Wyo up early. Elko's got a history of running the rock as well. Handoff heads right, but the Spartan defender gets his head on the ball. It pops out. Wyomissing scoops and scores. They use that early lead to top Elko 49-14. When the Frenzy returns, it is one of, if not the biggest rivalries that we have in South Central PA. Cumberland Valley Central Dauphin look for bragging rights and their 3rd win of the season.